Recording live from Glory Hole Studios in Chicago and beyond. This is Cognitive Dissonance. Every episode we blast anyone who gets in our way. We bring critical thinking, skepticism, and irreverence to any topic that makes the news, makes it big, or makes us mad. It's skeptical, it's political, and there is no welcome mat. Today is Thursday, March the 13th. And Cecil.
Yeah.
Just this week, I finished listening to the very fine No Rogan episodes of the telepathy tapes.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to tell our listeners that if you have not listened to No Rogan yet, the telepathy tapes episode was, I think, so far my favorite episode. It's so good. You guys did a really good job. I missed that whole cultural
The telepathy
moment.
tapes thing. I missed it too. I saw
So
it
I
up there. I didn't know what it was about.
I missed it, and like, I can't believe I missed it. As like a guy in the skeptic circles that just fucking passed me, I was agog.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
It's amazing that the lady thinks that facilitated communication not only is just available, which they've shown that facilitated communication doesn't actually work, but then that actually leads to telepathy and all this other like spiritual realm stuff, astral projection,
the most insane
It's crazy.
shit.
It's crazy. And that's what's mainstream now. It's literally mainstream.
It's fucking nuts. This like, I'm listening to this and I'm like, okay, legitimately, there's nothing Joe Rogan won't believe.
Yeah, right.
There's nothing. If you believe the fucking telepathy tapes, because you have to believe, okay, not only are these nonverbal people like locked in, but they've never been taught to write. They've never been taught to read, but they've absorbed the skills of reading and writing, and then they can use a spelling board through somebody else. Okay, I got to buy that bullshit, which is nonsense. But then I also have to buy that, like, oh, they're telepathic, and like, oh, also they astrally project, and like, oh, also they like read like fucking cuneiform tablets or whatever, and then oh, also they are all friends with each other and they hang out, spiritually on a hill somewhere, and like it just gets more insane. It's like if all you did was say, how about if that was a Ouija board instead? Everybody would be like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But instead it's like, what if it was a spelling board? Or if you just...
You're not wrong.
It absolutely demonstrated to me that there is no limit, literally no limit to what Joe Rogan will
I know.
believe.
It's amazing. Every week I'm surprised, but the telepathy tapes was one of those moments where you're like, I can't believe it. And one of the interesting things too about that show is just going through and finding out where his belief really just becomes malleable to his guest. He doesn't really, I don't know that he even believes any of these things that he's talking about, because sometimes his guest will say something and he completely agrees with it, and the next guest will come on and completely change that, and he will not. Like, for instance, in the telepathy tapes, he talks about billions of dollars and how that's crazy that you would have $1 billion. What would you even do with $1 billion? And all these people are nuts, et cetera, et cetera. And the very next day, he had Elon Musk on.
Also,
and he didn't mention that at all to Elon
Says
Musk.
a guy who's signed $150 million contract with a single fucking...
Yep.
Like, I love that idea that he's like, I don't even know what all these rich people... Like, you're fucking like 9 figures rich or 12 figures rich.
Dude, you're so rich. You're so fucking rich.
That is insane. Like,
yeah.
Do you see you? Can you? It was great. Anyway, I just wanted to mention that because it's such a good episode.
It really turned out good.
Yeah.
I might actually too, after this Elon Musk episode drops, I may actually drop it on the Cog Dis feed, because the Elon Musk episode is one of those episodes that, like, you just can't believe all the stuff he's saying.
Oh,
it's just awful. So yeah, really, really terrible. Not fun to do, but it is what it is.
Well, I mean, if you're in the market for a Tesla, you can
get a Tesla.
It's got the computers inside.
Get the Tesla from the president, who's selling them literally in the fucking driveway. And what was so funny was, again, the right tries to do this where they'll be like, oh yeah, you're making fun of Elon Musk and Trump. Well, Joe Biden drove a Jeep electric on the up to the lawn. And I'm like, yeah, but he didn't tell you how much it was or where you could buy it.
Yeah,
like, the difference is he did it as a thing to say EVs should be something that we should be investing in. And he was having an EV summit at the time, and he drove up and got out of it and said, hey, we should have EVs. And then he went inside and had a summit. He didn't have a fucking handwritten note by somebody else to tell you the pricing structure of Teslas.
Right. He also did not have the CEO of Jeep in his office every day.
Yeah.
So he could blow him.
Big difference.
There is a huge difference. Like the fucking whole Doge bullshit, where like fucking Elon Musk comes into the fucking Oval Office and like Trump gets down under the Resolute desk and blows him while he dismantles our government. Like, that's a huge difference. Like the fucking CEO of Jeep isn't like ripping apart the fucking Department of Education right now.
Yeah.
So like, if we're gonna do comparables, you've got a lot of ground to cover.
You've got to at least be in the same fucking ballpark.
Right.
I want to play a clip about Elon Musk right now. This was from Congress this week. This was from the Senate, House, and Ways and Means Committee. And I want to play it so we can all listen to it together. This is a clip of this would be I think Congressperson Larson, who is, or it's Congressperson Larson, who is he's a Democratic representative, and he is not having the Elon Musk stuff.
Where's the independence of the committee? Where's the legislature? We're an equal branch of government. And you start off with a blather, and yet look at the empty seats here. Where's Elon Musk? I'm sure he's a genius and is a very credible person because of the wealth he's accumulated. But that does not put him above the law or the responsibility to come before this committee in this Congress. If he's so great, if these plans and all the fraud and abuse that he's found are so eminent, why isn't he here explaining it? You know why. Because he's out to privatize Social Security. He's been on television the last couple of days talking exactly about Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid, and what he intends to do. Privatize it. The American people, some of them may have been born at night, but not last night.
Well, I mean, to be fair, some were probably born last night. There's like a day-old baby like, I was born last night.
Yeah, he's so mad he's clipping his own microphone.
Yeah.
Like he's so mad he's like screaming his like you need more of that.
Need
more of that
all
stuff.
of that,
Need
man.
more of that
Yeah.
stuff. Need more of that stuff. Need more people being very upset with the government. You need more people not capitulating. We saw it this week when they weren't I think the House vote to keep the government on, no Democrats. They're saying that they needed to go through to the Senate now, and you said they need 60 votes. So
60 votes. To
good
pass,
luck.
Yeah.
Good luck. It's not going to go with what went through the House, I bet.
Yeah, I don't want to be one of these guys who pretends he has a solution for the problem at hand. I do not have a solution for the problem at hand. I'm not even fucking solution adjacent to the problem at hand. And that's because the problem at hand is so existentially grand that we just like, there's nothing to like harken back to here. We were talking about this before the show. The thing is like, we've got to scream and yell and slap the desk and get in the way and not help and never capitulate, because if we don't, I am really worried that we will actually lose our government. We will lose our democracy. And like, the thing that I fear is that maybe people don't understand that like, if we lose that, it's not like you just wait 4 years and we have another election. No, you don't, if you don't have a democracy anymore. That's not how that would work anymore.
Yeah.
Like, it is possible. It has happened in other parts of the world. It is possible for the government to collapse. That is not an impossible thing. There's nothing magical here. There's no magical shield of fucking American protection that prevents us from descending into despotic tyranny. And it's not like the despotic tyranny, if we descend into it, has a fucking ticking time clock on it. That's not the nature of despotism. And I really am concerned that if like we lose our democracy, that a large number of people will be like, we'll just vote him out next time. It's like, you won't vote.
Yeah, there won't be any of that.
He fucking alluded to it also.
Yeah.
Like, stop. Like, stop. Everybody, whatever the solution is, I don't know. But the solution is never help.
Yeah.
Never be a party to your own abuse.
Yeah.
Never, ever help and be a party to your own abuse. fucking slap desks and scream into microphones and like call people up in front of committees. And when they don't show up, call that shit out and get the news out there and like vote no on everything. If fucking Republicans want to ram a bill down your throat called everybody gets a kitten tomorrow. Absolutely not. No kittens for anybody. Become anti-kitten. Whatever it takes to be like, no, we're getting in the way of it. We're getting in the way of everything.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I disagree with that. I think if they were to say a $15 minimum wage tomorrow,
yeah,
I would do it. I would say yes, capitulate because it's a good policy.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. But
if they're saying universal health care,
sure,
yes,
yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, but like if they're saying we want to run the government forever, no,
yeah.
How about no?
But I guess like, yeah, I guess, yeah. I 100%, right? The thing
we were talking about before dinner, AOC bipartisan bill to limit credit card credit card fees, the interest to 10%.
Yeah.
Should that be something that they vote for?
Absolutely. Yeah. But like I will say, and maybe this is me just being cynical, I think that there is a 0 or less % chance.
I'm not saying anything.
That. Yeah. No, I know. I'm just saying. Like I'm being hyperbolic because I do not believe. And I mean this literally. I was being hyperbolic because I do not believe that they will ever even attempt to pass anything that is not evil,
not self-centered,
right.
and willing to serve only a very small part of their base.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't think.
I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you.
So I am being a little ridiculous.
But I do think like there should always continue to be these bills that people are bringing up that are these bipartisan bills.
Yes.
To show, hey, there's a bipartisan bill, and who doesn't want it? Who are the people who don't want it? Because I want those people in my own party to be pointed out too.
Yeah.
If all those people in my party are like, no, man, I think we should have a lot more interest rates on credit cards. Show me who they are. Which ones are they?
Raise your hand, assholes.
Which ones are they?
Right.
The same people who voted to censure Green? Which ones are they? Who are you? I want to know who you are so I could point it out. You know what else pisses me off? Is the fucking accelerationist people. I don't know if you've seen this, but like a lot of people, especially around the time that we're voting, were like, no, I'm not going to vote. Let's just burn it all down. There was that idea of burn it all down. We got messages from people who live in like Australia or whatever. And they're like, yeah, man, I'm sorry. I'm just a leftist. And I just think, you know what? America just needs to get it all burned down. And I'm like, that's real fucking easy to say as somebody who's really far away from every bad thing that's going to happen here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, don't get me wrong. You know, when the shit finally hits the toilet, you might get splashed in the face, but we're all sitting around right in the bowl.
Right.
Like we're in the middle of it. So all those people who are accelerationists outside of the country, fuck you. Fuck you forever. That's some fucking bullshit. That you're looking in at our country to be like, no, I want it to all fall apart. Eat shit. Go fuck yourself. Those people are the worst. And then like the people inside our country, often those people are really privileged, right? So this shit won't hurt them. So if they're like accelerationists here, they're like, well, I don't care what happens. Let everything bad happen. Who gives a shit? I don't give a shit. Maybe that'll fix the system. Like you say, once everything breaks, there's nothing that says that the moment you go to flip that switch back on, anything comes back up.
Yeah.
It could be broken literally forever.
Yep.
And it could be broken in ways that you can never fix again. So the accelerationist idea, I hate because you didn't realize how bad it could possibly be. We're in a situation now where Donald Trump, he has flipped tariffs on and off again, like an old computer you're trying to get back on. He has no idea what's working, what's not. We've alienated our longstanding ally in Canada. Most people up there are like, fuck America forever now.
Yeah.
So now they're getting ready to shut off electricity. They're tariffing anything they can. They're counter tariffing, and then they're counter tariffing.
They're straight up just banning the sale of some American goods. Just
like any of the whiskey's getting taken right off the shelves. They're literally just taking it off the shelf. So all these places in our country that are selling things to Canada, there's going to be a possibility that they won't have that opportunity ever again because one guy made a decision to put tariffs on the country.
And like, what the fuck do we want? Here's the thing about Canada that is like making me crazy about this tariff shit. I have yet to hear anything even approaching an intelligible reason to do any of this. It's Canada.
Yeah.
We have had nothing but like positive relationships with Canada for fucking ever. There's no fentanyl coming in from Canada. That's like nothing. Like Trump has said, like, oh, we ought to, illegal immigrants and fentanyl. Like, that's nothing. None of that is anything. How do you solve, if you're Canada, how do you solve a problem that doesn't fucking exist to avoid these tariffs?
Yeah.
What are we doing? Like, why are we pissing off? Was anybody mad at Canada fucking January 19th?
No.
What is happening?
I think he genuinely thinks that if he cripples Canada economically, that they'll be forced to become part of the United States. I think he really thinks that. I do really think he thinks that.
That is so. Maybe he does. I believe that he probably does think that, but that's also, my God, like somebody just needs to solve this problem, because that is fucking crazy. Canada does not want to become part of the United States. If you're Canadian, you're gonna be like, wait a minute, I had universal health care.
I know, yeah, better deal.
I live in a better country, just an objectively better country than America.
Yeah, he pushed him left.
Yeah, he did.
Pushed him left.
He did. Yeah, the Liberal Party was really struggling, and like Canada was actually in a period of like some of its most rampant polarization in Canadian political history. And this tariff shit absolutely was like, oh yeah, a reaction to this 100%.
Everybody's like, no, man, we're not on Trump train. Fuck you. And even the people who are on like a quasi Trump train up there are like, fuck you.
Yeah, well, they called him Maple MAGA.
Yeah.
They call him Maple MAGA, and that is like a fucking slur now. That's kind of great.
Yeah.
I mean, awesome. I'd kind of like some of the same thing. Like, what do we have to do to get the fucking MAGA bullshit finally? Because nobody likes this. Everybody, there's a tiny handful of people in America who are like, yeah, I approve of this shit. What is fucking Trump's approval rating at this point?
I think that there's a lot of people who are on the finding out phase.
Yeah.
We're in the finding out phase for a lot of things. And we're going to talk about some of the things that he's planning on doing in this show. And you're going to see that even when, even the arguments that you heard very recently, they don't hold up anymore. So we're in a position now, I think, of flux, and hopefully more of these people I saw Tim Walz is planning to travel around the country in red states to do town halls, which you suggested last week. Be like, get out there and do town halls. I saw AOC volunteered to go anywhere in the country to go do a town hall. And you're like, yeah, fucking A,
go
have her do it.
Awesome.
That's the thing, is like all these people, like you can show them that there's leadership out there. And look at Bernie. Bernie's still drawing people.
Yep.
Liz Warren got out there. I think some of these Democrats are doing the right thing by pointing a flashlight at this and saying these are horrible policies put forth by people who don't really know what they're doing, and they're showing it every single day how bad they are at this.
It's so incompetent.
I mean, it's just so genuinely incompetent.
It's crazy.
They're
how
really bad at this. They're really bad at this. Yeah. I mean, this week, Zelensky said, "Yeah, sure, I'll do what you suggest as long as Putin comes to a ceasefire," which is what he had suggested here. And it wouldn't do it. Putin wouldn't do it. Putin won't.
No, of course not. There was never.
He was never going to do it.
Right. It was never a good faith negotiation.
He was never going to do it.
Yeah.
And what I saw the moment Zelensky said, "I'm willing to come to the table and talk," everybody was like, "Trump did it. He did it. He's the one who did it." I'm like, he didn't do anything.
No.
Like Zelensky said, "I will do it." That's what he was saying here while he was here. Yeah. I will do it if Putin does it.
It's literally why he flew here.
Yeah.
Like Zelensky flew here with the intent of signing a deal. That's why he flew here. He was intending to sign a deal. He just wanted fucking security guarantees. Because, like, why would you give away all of your fucking mineral rights with no security guarantees?
Yeah.
And like, oh, well, all right. Are you guys going to do your end? And Russia's like, no, we were never going to do it. We never had any intention of anything other than a full-scale overtaking of Ukraine.
Yeah.
And we know that because that's what they're trying to do with their army. Like, there's that old adage, like, ignore what people say and listen to what they do.
Mm-hmm.
You can ignore what Putin says and listen to what his army is doing.
Sure. Just watch it.
It's invading
just
Ukraine.
Yeah, just watch it.
Yeah.